Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to the McKola and Rory podcast. We are back again. It is episode 21. I told you like 21 was coming. It did arrive in the end. How you doing, Rory?
I'm slightly hurt by the weekend's football. I'm feeling vulnerable. You know when you see a cat in the corner and it's sort of licking its wounds? That's me. But I'm trying to be all right about it. I'm trying to be as positive as possible. I'm trying to just see it as an anomaly result that isn't too indicative of where Chelsea's
The
season is
spin
going.
you've put on it is it's giving us the kick up the backside at the right time before Real Madrid.
Yeah,
That's the
that's
hope, right?
exactly what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I'm sticking to that. That's what I'm saying. That's where I'm going with it. And if you don't like it, switch off now because that's all I'm going to be saying about it.
I love how fans like I'm always a kind of optimistic fan like that. I love how fans are able while the world is laughing at you like you got battered 4-1 by Brentford, you're just like, yeah, this means we're gonna beat Real Madrid.
Yeah, that is exactly what it means. There is no denying it. There is no doubt. In fact, I'd say it makes us more likely to beat Real Madrid than if we'd won 4-0. I'm kind of pleased that we lost 4-1 because it means that we're more likely to beat Real Madrid.
Obviously, hiding my pain at Manchester United. I was there this weekend for the Leicester game. Um, Went there with little to zero expectations. Left there with little to zero expectations. It's a mess at the moment. I mean, this is a Leicester side that were missing some key players and didn't really play well themselves. And look, you can't be surprised that I haven't seen the highlights after that game. So I don't know whether the Varane foul
Yeah,
thing should have stood or not. I don't know, but it felt fortunate that we got out of there with a point.
yeah, they should have.
Um,
They should have won it. I like. Oh, I've got no love for Leicester, but they should have. They should have definitely won it. Is it over? Is your season? Have you written it off now? Is it actually over?
we ain't getting top four, and so
And
what?
there's nothing else to really play for. You don't really care about much else, do you?
I the other day I looked at this is how bad it's got. Yeah, fucking hell. I looked at the other day what it would take for us to miss out on Europa Conference League, and it'd take us to drop to like ninth or something because Liverpool have won the League Cup, which
Yeah.
means there's an extra spot for like Europa Conference League.
You need
Because
to
obviously
not. You need to get
they're
in the
not going to be in it.
UEFA. You need to get into the UEFA Cup, don't you? That's what you need to.
Nah,
Europa League or whatever
this
they call it.
sounds
That's what you need
mental.
to get
Yeah,
into.
I'd rather us be in the Conference League because we'd show it no respect. I feel like when you're in the Europa League, you're kind of forced to show it a little bit of respect, like because it is a half decent trophy. You could get into the Champions League, etc. At least I know if we were in the Conference League, we'd go, all right, forget this whole thing. We'll send the youth and let's not worry about that. And we'd focus domestically. And I think actually having a season like that, we've seen it how effective it's been for Arteta and Arsenal. You know, being able to actually go, right, we haven't got Europe to focus on this season. We could probably trim our squad a little bit here. It means we can get rid of more players than we're probably expecting to. But we're not gonna drop to ninth, are we? It's pretty difficult to drop to ninth when
I don't think you want to
Leicester are
either.
14 points behind you.
I don't think you want that though. Like you do want to play in Europe. Manchester United need to play in Europe. I know what you're saying, and I do understand where it's coming from, but I think that it's coming from a place of emotion and love, Adam. It isn't coming from like, look, I don't support Man United. I don't care about Man United, but Man United need to be in Europe. Like playing in Europe
We
is still
do need
significant
to be, but
because you
we
could
need
win
to
it.
be in
You
the
could
Champions
win.
League.
Yeah, but you could win the Europa League. Like that's, and I know people are sneery, and I know that people don't
But then
rate
we
it. And
won't finish in the top four.
no, you
And
can. You can finish in the top four. You can
like
win that and
Europa
finish in.
League ruined your season. We can't do both.
No. You can finish in the top four, and like we've
I
done it
promise you, if
twice.
Arsenal were in Europa League this season,
Mm.
they are currently sitting sixth or seventh.
On the two occasions that Chelsea have won the Europa League, we've finished third and fourth. Like we've done it. You can do it, and I think that when Manchester United's ambition, and next season I believe your ambition won't be to win the league. So you're not going to try and win the league. You're going to try and win the league, but you're not realistically going to try and win the league. So you only need to worry about finishing in the top four, which means that you can juggle the arduous nature of the Europa League. You can make it work. And look, Man United need to be in Europe. I know what you're saying, mate, but I think it's coming from a like, I want to play in the Champions League. My club have won the Champions League. I've seen my club win the Champions League. I've seen my club get to finals and play really well. And even when we've lost, That's who we are. We're Manchester United and we belong in the Champions League. And I probably agree. Well, I definitely agree with that. But this isn't a case of like one thing doesn't happen and therefore sod the rest of it. It isn't that. It isn't that. Like you do need to play in Europe. It is better for your team.
Get an insight into how I was as a child there.
Yeah, like if you say that you can't have, yeah. If you can't have everything, then I want nothing. Fine. Yeah.
No, but I do hate the Europa League. I seriously just can't.
Until you get.
Man. It's that if they did it on Wednesdays, I wouldn't mind. Just why Thursdays?
Yeah, the Thursday Sunday thing is aggravation. I agree. Look, it's a hard trophy to win, but
yeah, it is. And then we're probably going to finish in a position where we got to qualify for that in June.
But look, also, Adam, do you know what? Thinking about the club that it is today, and look, we know that we don't even need to go over the old ground of who Manchester United are and what Manchester United represent. But just briefly, Manchester United today, a Europa League would be a really, really positive, impressive, successful acquisition, wouldn't it? You're a club that nowhere near the top four. You're a club that are dropping points left, right, and centre. You're a club that aren't really doing anything that they should be doing. So if you won a Europa League, that would actually be really impressive, wouldn't it?
It would be, yeah.
Also, mate, I don't know where.
I'd love a Europa League trophy right now. Do you know? What
yeah,
I mean? I would love us to have like a domestic campaign where every time we go into a game at Old Trafford and away, it feels like something's on the line. I'm sick of these seasons where we get to December, January, and it's like, oh, the season's over. And I feel like the Europa League does that to your season sometimes. Like it can just wobble you at the start of a campaign. We've got a new manager coming in now. We're going to have new signings. Look, the manager would probably want Europa League football. But I just feel like we have actually got to get rid of so many players. We've got to bring some youth through. So maybe the Europa League would be good for them. You know what I mean? But we've got to do all these things. And I just feel like then having a negative domestic campaign can just, even if you're still in the Europa League at the semi-final stages, but because you're now sitting sixth in the league or fifth in the league, your manager's under pressure. No one you don't get any credit for the Europa League. Do you know what I mean? So then it's that whole negativity again of, the manager's under fire and we're going around in circles. The manager's going to get sacked because the league form ain't good enough. And it's like the Europa League ain't going to save anybody's season. It ain't going to save anyone's job.
No, but
it's not going to make us feel better if we're sitting in a Europa League quarter-final, semi-final. As good as it would be to get to another final and go to it, and I love being in Stockholm and all that. It's like if our league performances are affected because of that, and every time we go to a league game on a Sunday, we're drawing and dropping points because we're smashed from coming back from Azerbaijan. You know what I mean? It's like
but look at how we started this segment. You basically went Manchester United season's over. It wouldn't be if you were in the quarterfinals of the Europa League, would it? And you'd be excited by that. I'm sure you would.
But if we were
it would be a nice escape.
League, we'd be further down in the league. I genuinely believe there's a direct. I know you've kind of said there isn't, but I believe, or at least from my time as a Man United fan watching us in the Europa League, it's affected our league performances.
It will affect them. No, it will affect them. It's just that you can let them be affected because you're not trying to win the Premier League.
I just want a domestic campaign where there's something on the line and it's, you know what I mean? I know what it's like once that manager's put under pressure and you've got all that negativity swirling around and all. It's just horrible, man. And going to a Europa League quarter-final ain't going to make me feel better about that.
Yes. Yeah, I kind of know what you mean, but I do disagree with you. I think maybe this is a reflection of the clubs that we support, actually. If anyone has the right to be sneery towards the Europa League, it is Manchester United. I do understand that. But for me, playing in Europe will always be a privilege. And I don't understand it. It's different coming from a Manchester United fan. But when Arsenal fans go, don't want to be in a Europa League, it's like, who do you think you are? You've got a pitiful record in Europe. Totally embarrassing record in Europe. And you're saying you don't want to be in a particular competition. It's ridiculous.
No, I hear that, and I suppose if we're not in it, and next season a draw's getting made, I'll probably be like, I wish we were in this or whatever, and I wish I had a trip to Madrid or something to look forward to. Not that Atletico or Real Madrid are going to be in the Europa League, but I wish, but I see the benefits of it, but I also see massive downsides. But I do think our season's over. At the moment, we're hearing Ten Hag is the favourite for the job. And we're also hearing reports there's a split in the dressing room about who. And I hate this thing that we're hearing the players' opinions on who they want as a manager. You shouldn't be able to choose who you want as a manager. That's not a good thing. You should also, I think it's also quite healthy, if maybe not a dislike, but sort of like you have to feel like you're at work when you're around someone. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
where it's not like a dislike, but why should you have to like your boss? You don't have to like your boss. Like, maybe that's where Ollie went wrong, or I don't know. You know what I mean? There's a balance you have to get. But I hate all this. Oh, this guy's not happy with this manager. I don't care who the players think they should be the manager. Half of these players shouldn't be here anyway. So
Yeah.
I hope we just make the appointment quickly. You're hearing it's like €2 million compensation, which I think will make Manchester United's ears perk up even more. And yeah, I think it is beginning to look like Eric Ten Hag now. Although things could change very, very quickly.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, and I think it's going to be Ten Hag as well. It's certainly looking that way, and I probably think that's correct, considering everybody that's available for the job. I think Ten Hag is a better shout than Pochettino. I rate him higher than Pochettino, and I think he's more in keeping with the tradition of Manchester United than Pochettino. But as you say, it's almost irrelevant who the manager is going to be if the systemic failures at boardroom level continue.
Bang on. I mean, yeah, I say that a lot on this podcast, on my channel. I say it an awful lot. While we're on Dutch managers, can I just shout out Louis van Gaal? He was diagnosed with prostate cancer.
Oh, I didn't know
this
that.
weekend. Yeah, this weekend. He said he'd been hiding it from the Dutch national team and stuff like that, so his players weren't affected. And I just thought that's a real insight into probably not only the life of a manager, like, having to think how what's going on in your life will affect your team, but also like into an insight into the man, like to just put that to the side. I find it incredible. But yeah, best wishes to him. So hopefully he makes a speedy recovery, and obviously love to his family. Sad news, man. He's a footballing
horrible.
legend.
Yeah, he's an absolute legend of the game. Like absolute legend of the game. I think